What is up, guys? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and have a small confession to make. I'm a little bit of a Ben Petersen stan, and maybe stan's a strong word, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that when Knafs comes out with a new product, I'm probably going to buy it. I have tons of different Knafs products, from the Baby Banter, the titanium ruler with angle finders, the shop mats and strops and strop compounds, and glow rhino thumb studs that I've done videos on the swap of those, and just have a lot of different products from him. Not everything, but a lot of different products from him at this point. And I've been following Ben Petersen since his Blade HQ days. He makes really kind of simple, minimalist, but effective and functional designs, which is cool. He knows what he likes and he makes what he likes, which is obviously something that's going to show through in his designs, and honestly just seems like a genuine good dude, which makes it pretty easy to support. He recently started Knafs full-time, and so gonna see a lot more products coming out from him hopefully, and really excited about that. Was an early backer on the new Knafs lander, which is still on Kickstarter for a few more days at the time of publishing this. So if you want one, it's fully funded, but it's basically a pre-order at this point if you want to be the first one to get your hands on it, as well as get the exclusive lander patch that he's releasing to kind of celebrate hitting 1,000 backers on that Kickstarter. Definitely get in there sooner than later because it is about to end. So I have some tools on the table because I'm talking about this Civivi Baby Banter today, and I'm also going to be swapping out for the new Mars Space Kitty Baby Banter skills, which, as you can see, I got number 134 out of 321, which is obviously an homage to that kind of launch countdown for any sort of spacecraft. This is a collaboration with ColorfulFilth. He's done some collaborations with him in the past on the Banter. I think this may be the only one on the Baby Banter, I'm not positive, but as far as I know, it's the only one on the Baby Banter. So I'm going to swap those out. I'm not going to make you sit through kind of watching me disassemble and reassemble it, just in the interest of making the video a little bit shorter, but I will show the knife with those skills installed at the end of the video. Now, I have the Baby Banter in the purple G10 skills. Really like this version because it has the bronze thumb studs, which I think looks really good with the purple. I think this may be the only colorway with the bronze thumb studs. You can get the black or the kind of standard silver blade on each knife. Depending on which scales you get, they're going to kind of color match the hardware and blade. Now, I have a Wii Banter on the table for comparison, and I think only right that I use the Knife Center exclusive version, which is the royal purple with those bronze thumb studs. And in the Wii, it's a Knife Center exclusive. In the Civivi, you can get the purple from any retailer that sells it, so not an exclusive there. Now, as you can see, the Baby Banter is significantly smaller, but very similar design, obviously, of the original Banter. The handle is probably about 3/4 of an inch shorter, the blade about an inch shorter, although it's going to lose a little bit of cutting surface to that finger choil. So, significantly smaller in pretty much every dimension. Obviously a lot thinner as well. And for those that don't know, the Banter came under the Wii brand because it's a little bit on the pricier side. I think around $108 for the standard version, but for some of these exclusive like this one and the Jade, they get a little bit more expensive, $120, $25. And so Civivi is kind of the budget line of Wii, and these knives, this Civivi Baby Banter, is around $60, so it makes sense that they kind of put it under a different line, but can be a little bit confusing if you're not familiar with the different brands and them really being the same brand. But really like the Civivi Baby Banter. It's a really compact design. For those that watch the channel, you probably know that I do a lot of secondary knife carry just for the sake of carrying multiple knives, and that secondary knife is typically in my fifth pocket or watch pocket, coin pocket, whatever you want to call it. But this makes a nice kind of fifth pocket carry knife, and it's really compact and just easy to carry. It's very comfortable for such a small knife. You can get a nice 4-finger grip if you utilize that finger choil. If you watch True Budget EDC, you'll know that because this doesn't have a finger guard, he probably wouldn't consider this an actual finger choil, but it is jimped, and for me, I'm more of a convenience first, safety second, so definitely use that finger choil. but just kind of be cognizant of what types of tasks you're doing with that. You're not going to want to do any like puncture or stabbing with this, because that's really going to encourage you to roll up on that blade. And also just heavy duty tasks, I would kind of stray towards my normal EDC knife and save this for light duty tasks and things that I'm not putting a lot of force on it, where it's likely that I'm going to roll up onto that blade. But it does have Nitro-V steel. It's a black stonewash on this one, but again, you can get the satin finish on some of the other ones, or maybe it's the stonewash finish, I don't know. But you can get the silver finish on some of the other colorways. And again, I'm pretty sure usually the thumb stud is going to match the blade. This is the only one that I know of that has that bronze thumb stud. Now the blade on this is 2.34 inches, but probably lose about a quarter, maybe a little more than a quarter of an inch to that finger choil. Some nice jimping on the finger choil and opposite that on the spine of the knife. And so really nice kind of jimping there, not too aggressive, but adds a little bit of grip there. If you decide not to use a finger choil, you're going to move back to a 3-finger grip instead of that 4-finger grip. Still relatively comfortable, but not as comfortable for me. It just feels a little bit off center when using it that way. So I definitely do choose to use that finger choil, but again, just be careful if you go that route. 2.34 inch blade, like I said, losing a little bit. The handle is 3.125 inches, bringing the overall length to 5.46 inches. And it weighs in at just under 2 ounces. I believe they measured it at 1.99 ounces, so super lightweight for a small knife. So the blade stock is relatively thin, 0.09 inches, which again is a pretty thin blade. The handles are also relatively thin at 0.41 inches, so not a huge footprint. It's not going to imprint a lot on your jeans, and just relatively small knife overall. The pocket clip is reversible, nice deep carry tip-up pocket clip. You can do left or right hand on it, so fully reversible again. And a decent pocket clip. It's out of the way. Really nice deep carry. Like I said, it's nothing showing basically when it's in your pocket, which is always nice. And again, even in the 5th pocket, it's small enough that it's not sticking out so much. It is a liner lock, which leads to really my only complaint on this knife, which is just the jimping on that liner lock is really aggressive, and it kind of eats away at my finger over time, especially if I'm fidgeting with it a lot and kind of opening and closing it. It starts to just kind of eat away at my finger. You can kind of see a little bit that it leaves an imprint on there, and it's just not super comfortable, just kind of aggressive. So would prefer a little bit less aggressive jimping there. But overall, you have really nice access to that lock bar, and it locks up well. No real complaints about the lock itself, just the jimping on the lock. So overall, super cool knife, super compact. Not an EDC knife for me, but a really, really nice secondary. It is on bearings, so you know, some people hate that, some people love it. It's definitely a trade-off between bearings and washers. With bearings, you're getting really good action out of the box. It's gonna get dirty and mucked up eventually and really kind of affect that action. Whereas with washers, you take some time to break in, but it seems to get better over time, really. You still have to keep them clean, obviously, but you don't have the same wear down as you do with bearings. So a little bit of a trade-off there. I don't mind either way, honestly, but it is on bearings for those that do care. So I'm gonna take a break here, disassemble this, put on the new scales, and I'll show those off once I'm done installing it, so be right back. And we're back. Scale swap was a success. Super cool looking with the Mars Space Kitty scales on here. Obviously the show side, we have the rocket with the Space Kitty inside. Hopefully you're able to see that. Really fun design by ColorfulFilth. And I'll put a link to the scales down in the description below. At the time of upload, they're still available, so hopefully you're able to get a pair. Eventually they're obviously going to sell out, but definitely check out ColorfulFilth. I'll put a link to his Instagram in the description below as well, just so you have the opportunity to kind of see some of his other designs. He makes some really cool stuff and just has a interesting and creative mind. But really digging the cat on there. On the back side, you have that Perseverance rover on the red planet. Not a whole lot of design on the kind of left side, and I think that was probably intentional because a lot of that's covered up by the pocket clip if you're using it in right-hand tip-up formation. So mostly just kind of planet in the background there, but you do see the moon on the horizon. maybe 2 moons actually on the horizon here. So super fun, super cool design. Definitely check out both the Civivi Baby Banter as well as ColorfulFilth. Again, let me know what you think of this knife, especially with these Space Kitty scales down in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And as always, hope you have a great one. Take care.